Hi, welcome. I'm starting a series, a YouTube channel on my favorite scriptures and sharing them with you in small snippets that hopefully help you as much as they help me. So hope you enjoy. Basically, today we're going to Mark 1, and we're skipping towards the end to verse 40, where a man with leprosy came to Jesus and begged him on his knees and asked him to make him clean. And what that reminds me of is when we're in desperate times, we tend to go to God and we're like, please help me with this. Please help me out, help me out, help me out. And it's nothing that God put on us. It was just by free will or chance or our own stupid mistake. In this case, who knows how he got leprosy, but it's not like God gave it to him. And he came to God and he was like, hey, I know you can make me clean, Jesus, please do so. And Jesus was filled with compassion, and he touched the man and said, I'm willing, and he made him clean, and the leprosy immediately left him and made him cured. Okay, now what happens from here is that Jesus instructs him not to tell anyone. And the man went around and did the exact opposite. He went around and told everybody. Okay, and the result of that is Jesus could no longer enter a town openly and had to stay outside in more secluded places. People came to him still everywhere, and God's will was still done. Nothing that we can do can change God's will, but we can make things easier or harder on our own lives with how we depend on God. And this just reminds me of how often we tend to... I just realized my mic was off. This reminds me of how often we tend to not rely on God when things are going well, and when we have what we want, we do what we want. But when things aren't going well and it's out of our control, then we turn to God. And how much easier would our lives be if we just depended on Him every day and continued to put His Word into our hearts and learned it, so that we could apply it in our day-to-day life, and He can carry us through the struggles that much easier, and He can bless the things that even aren't struggles. He can make them better. Everything's better with God. So my encouragement for you today is that you pray and ask God to be involved in the different areas of your day, not only the stresses, but definitely remember to pray about those things. Don't just have the inner dialogue of how you're worried about them, but when those things come up, say, hey, God, can you please help me with this? I'm putting this in your hands. Please give me some direction on it. And if there's people out there who love you and love God, seek that counsel. We're not made to be an island. We're not made to be alone. We're made to feed into each other. Much of the time we're too close to the situation to work it out ourselves. I know I like to bounce it off my wife and other Christians that I know and trust when I'm having problems, when I'm not sure about direction. So I'd encourage you to do the same thing, and I pray that God gives you wisdom in your next step and that you have the strength to take it. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, and I'll continue to go through verses and application.